Hello, collective. It is Kai. I am here to talk about why I believe you should meet your heroes and how doing so egoless is probably going to be one of the most beneficial things for you. Okay, not for you, but what I perceived has been very beneficial to me. Ugh, I hate talking like that. As if I know what's best for you. What the hell? Thank you so much for those comments, by the way. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. It made me feel alive. And that's been my biggest prerogative, is just to feel alive every day. Anyways, so I recently met on November 11th of Battle at the Barracks 13. I met, I would say, one of the brightest lights that have shone in my life, that has helped me, like, you know, when you just like see someone, you're like, oh my gosh, thank you for saying that, thank you for being you, thank you for like being like, okay, in my case, awkward and funny, but like ridiculous and like maybe even a little foolish and like and so I met this person at Battle at the Barracks. And if you know, in the skate community, like especially with the barracks, there's a skater and his name is Christian. I actually have something that he signed, which is over there, and it's a skateboard that I got for Battle at the Barracks. But okay, I really don't want to make this video super long, because I have tried to record videos about Christian so many times where I like just keep talking, because I could go on. And that was the one thing, is that I realized I have so much to say about this person, but I haven't been letting myself say it because I'm feeling embarrassed, getting really overexcited. And that's pretty much what happened on that day. I actually was telling him, I was like, oh my god, I'm so nervous right now. He was like, it's okay. And I was like, oh my god, but is it like, like, I literally, when I walked away from him, my heart was beating so fast, I actually was feeling lightheaded. Like, that's how crazy it was for me. That's my own personal experience though, right? And the reason why I believe I should talk about this is because this is someone I put on a fucking pedestal, okay? Like, I literally recognized that I thought that they were better than me and that they deserved everything that wasn't me. So in other words, him being attracted to, I guess, more Caucasian girls, I'd be like, of course, you know? Like, that conditioned belief within me that has been implemented in me because I'm American, that white girls are more prettier or superior, right? Pause on that, because what I'm trying to say about that is that that's not true at all. I've healed that part of myself, and that's why it's so important for me to explain this, because this was so, like, this was a hard, rough time when I literally was suicidal, and I was depressed, and I was avoidant, and I was going into so many different parts of myself that were simultaneously not being accepted or validated or acknowledged within me because of my awareness, and my level of awareness was very shallow, or what I feel like was more shallow than it is now. And so I had so many opportunities to like talk to him, right? Like, I literally became friends with his friend, I guess, and like he would like video chat me, and like I would miss the call, right? And I would just be like, fuck. And then he would send me a video while he was with Chris, and I'd just be like, oh, I actually don't think I can handle this. And I love this part of myself. I love the part of myself that gets so excited and like maybe even a little nervous or anxious, and like not even like needing to talk to the person. I like that part of myself. Like, I feel like I don't necessarily need to talk to someone to like almost like validate my experience, you know? Like, I don't even need to be around them to know that I feel this way. And I've learned a lot about that actually from my past videos of just me talking about this person, this random person. Who the fuck are they? Like, actually. But, this person that I had a crush on, and then it just, like, went completely to shit. And I just was like, oh, this started because I lied. And I said that I didn't feel the same way as I used to. And I was like, that is only part of the truth. Oh my god, I really just went off on a tangent. Fuck. But anyways, we're just gonna keep going. I liked them, and I didn't admit it right off the bat. I denied it in a way where I was like, oh yeah, I could totally do professional, but like professional for me would be, I can't look at you, I can't talk to you like that, I just want to talk to you about work. And like, maybe I did make efforts. Okay, I did make efforts to try and get closer to him, but I was definitely trying to force connection there. But moving on to what I was trying to talk about, okay? Please excuse me. I'm seriously, I think a part of me wants to edit my videos where I'm just like, I don't want to show these different parts of myself, but whatever, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're just not gonna edit it, we're just gonna post it. So why I think you should meet your hero or your role model or your celebrity crush. I literally was infatuated with Chris, and it was so toxic. It was so bad. It was not even toxic, it was literally just so fucking unhealthy. And like, I really had to process a lot of things that I was doing, which was putting him on a pedestal, like believing that I had to be a certain way in order to talk to him or meet him. And this is what I've been healing. And so I healed that, right? I definitely healed that, because the only reason I can say this so confidently is because when I met him, and then after the fact, I was like, oh my god, I was so overexcited. I feel like I came off creepy. And I brought this up to my sister, and she was just laughing. She was like, yeah, I could definitely see that happening. And I was like, I know, I just get so like, I just get so humbune, and I just don't know like what else to do besides be that. And so that's why I learned that part of myself was another part of me that I was accepting actively, because I didn't judge myself. I had those thoughts where I was like, oh, you're being so creepy, and like, oh my god, he was probably so off-put by your energy, because I definitely felt his energy. And I was just like, oh, I'm gonna go, actually. I'm so sorry. Like, I genuinely was like, oh, I actually should probably go. But then he was the one who said goodbye technically first, and I was like, after I was walking away, I was like, oh my god, yeah, because I really wanted to give him this shirt. That was like the main thing that I actually was supposed to be focused on, but I was so out of it. And I just, oh my goodness, that's the one thing that I want to get better at for sure, is like when I'm around someone that I get excited about. I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but when I'm around someone that I get really excited about, I just want to be able to just chill, you know? I just want to chill the fuck out. Like, that'd be great. So yeah, I pulled a little reading for me so I could like kind of talk about what I wanted to talk about, because this kind of helps me collect my thoughts and like be a little bit more intentional with these videos. But yeah, I do want to celebrate this part of me, because I've realized, oh my god, this is the main point of the fucking video. I'm sorry. I'm not offended, even if that were the case, you know? Like, I think that's the beautiful thing about dualism, is like the duality of it is to understand that I'm not gonna judge myself, even if someone else judges me. And like, if it's like, even perfect scenario is like talking about how like I had those thoughts, right? Like those negative thoughts about myself. And then I was like, okay, but what if he does feel this way? That's valid. That's his own experience. And that actually has nothing to do with me. And so what I learned about myself was that I get very excited about these parts of me that I feel like are very beautiful, that are very like inspiring and just so forthcoming. And like, it makes me like fill with so much joy and like love for myself, and it made me realize that in meeting him, because I realized that I don't put him on a pedestal anymore. He is just a person. He is just a person, and he is experiencing his own experience, and that is once again valid. And so that's why I'm not here to debunk anything. I'm here to just speak my own truth. And so, if you happen to be seeing this, Chris, I apologize if I came off a little creepy. I'm so sorry. I just got really excited, and like I said, I was really nervous. Oh nice, my nose is really dry right now. But what I really wanted to say, truly, was I was in a really tough space where I wasn't choosing myself. Like, I just wasn't choosing myself. And because of that, I got really depressed and had very unaliving thoughts about myself. And so I just really appreciated your video when it happened to be what I was watching. And I wasn't even a fan of yours before that. That's what blows my mind, is like, I just watched a random video, and then there's this, like, I don't even remember what you said. Like, I literally just watched it, and I was like, oh my god, I can do this. I can choose me. I can live and be weird and be sensitive and awkward, I guess. I actually really realized, like, I personally don't feel like you are awkward. I'm not going to share what my perspective is on you, because I feel like I don't want to come off as like judgment, because I don't know you. But I feel like it was actually really nice to be around your energy. Yeah, like, I really appreciate you, and you've inspired me a lot. I have actually found a lot of strength from watching your videos, and I think that's why I had felt the way that I felt in the past, and like the way that I've grown is like, I've realized that I do have strength. I do, like, okay, we're kind of segueing away from the, what do you call that, a video letter, but I realize I do have strength. I do have these abilities. I do have power and attractive energies, and not power over another person. No, if someone's gonna feel pressured, or like, if someone's gonna feel like anything that I do is making them do or feel a certain way, that's not the point of like having those experiences. The experience is to acknowledge that you witness, and you can retain that kind of embodiment within yourself. It's always that we just keep forgetting that. Isn't that crazy? We just keep forgetting our freaking power because our presence isn't there. And so that's why when I left, I was like, okay, if I'm gonna be judged in that moment, so be it. And that's what was so eye-opening for me, was more so understanding, okay, if I'm gonna judge myself for that moment, so be it. But in reality, I'm like, but I don't want to think like that. I don't want to think about myself like that. And finding the strength to be able to do that, especially with someone that I had put on a very high pedestal and thought was God Almighty. Oh my God, you're amazing. Oh my God, Topanya, like, seriously, so ridiculous. Like, why would I think that about anybody? Why would I think that? Do you know, it's the irony of karma, and how everything is full circle, and when there's a beginning, there's an end, just simultaneously, and that it continues. And that's why the Matrix fucking exists. And that is also why I believe in dualism, and the duality, and honestly dichotomy, I love that word, the dichotomy of things. It's just so true though. I feel like that has been my way of being, is like, no matter, especially as someone who feels misunderstood a lot, and that's why I make these videos, because I feel like if you actually have the space to hold, I can explain myself. I can actually explain myself, so I have a voice, in other words. And that's why I just was like, I don't believe myself to be any more weird, as rightfully so I should be, because I am weird, I am strange, I am awkward, and like, I do get nervous, I do have anxiety, but I also get really excited, and I have a lot of love, and I feel pain, and that's why I heal, because I have a lot of pain to hold. And that is what healing is to me, is the capacity to hold pain and hold space for pain. And I'm not afraid of what I can bring to the table, as much I am excited. I'm excited to bring all of the dirty parts of myself, because it needs to be known that we are not perfect. We are not perfect as people. We are not meant to be perfect, but and yet at the same time, we are. We are perfect just the way we are. And that is why sometimes it is hard for me to live, because I'm just like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to take part in this world with the fucking material, physical, like, realm. And I actually was like, it's crazy, because I met him and I was like, wow, I don't feel the same way. And yet at the same time, it's still there. That intentional space that I hold with this connection that I have been building with the version of him that I see. And like, that's also why I don't need to explain myself to him, because I'm just like, well, you don't know me as much as I don't know you. And no matter how much anyone is willing to judge you on past experiences, only you can know yourself the best. And that is why self-forgiveness is not only consistent, but so important. Because if you show yourself that space is going to be held for you, oh, nice confirmation, I love that, and the parts that you don't like, then you're more than capable of holding that space for others. Because we do, as humans, tend to be a little bit kinder to others sometimes, more than ourselves. Just as we change the gauge with ourselves towards others. Like, sometimes I'm very lenient with myself, and I'm like, I need to act. I need to go forth and share these things, and I need to find the people, and I know they're searching for me too, the people that actually align with me. Because I can't lie to myself anymore. I actually can't stomach lying to myself anymore. Like, if you don't want to be around me, then why would I want to be around you? Like, it doesn't make sense. And I'm just aging naturally. That's the best part, is that I get to age. I get to be alive. It was my friend's birthday yesterday, technically, because it's the 26th. 3:44. Thank you, angel numbers. It was my friend's birthday yesterday, and she passed away less than a month after. And it just made me really recognize again how much I value life, and how fucking frustrating it is that I had to learn and actively implement this after she left this world. Like, that's something I have to deal with. So I actually have to deal with the fact that I need to stomach that I didn't tell her that I loved her, that I love her energy, and that I love the way that she has shown me to be naturally is to be in flow, and also to be weird and extremely spiritual and talk about the most random shit. Those videos that she sent me that I will never have again, that only I experienced. That is why no matter what, your personal experience, oh my god, this is so, no matter what, your personal experience in this world, in this lifetime, is so special and so important, and there's nothing little and belittling about it. Like, I feel so strongly for people who feel like, why do I feel so much? Why do I feel so much for this person? Why is this so beautiful and extraordinary and amazing? And like, why do I feel so much pain? Like, why is this so deep? And why is all these things? If you resonate with any of that, I'm here to tell you that your experience is so fucking valid, that you deserve, I'm being serious though, you deserve to not only feel that way, but to be felt about in that way. You deserve to be felt deeply. You deserve to experience pain so that you may understand that those parts are just showing you how much you love. The opposite of love is fear. And when we do not release those fears, we are just stomaching so much pain that we do not need to hold. We do not need to hold that much pain. We do not need to, in a way where it's only up to you how you process your pain. It is only up to you how you experience your love. And that's why it's like, it's not my place, I know, and I apologize if it's coming off that way, but it's truly so important for me to live by this, because I will be your living example, because there are so many parts of myself that I do not like, and yet at the same time I accept that. I accept that I don't like parts of myself at times, but as long as I can return back to me in this space where I'm like, I still love me. I still love me, even though I act that way. Even though I do those things. Even though I say that stuff. Even though I feel this way. I love how there's been a lot of like scientific videos that have been coming up about like experiencing emotions and how that only lasts 90 seconds and stuff, and like the science and the behind feelings. It just makes me laugh because I'm just like, oh man, this video is pretty long. Wait, but going back to what I was saying, like seriously, like that is why it's important to feel. Like, that is why it's so important to feel. Because it's not about them. It's never about them. The playing game will only work until you're completely exhausted. And then you just stop and you're just like, yeah, why the fuck am I even trying? Why am I trying to make it make sense? It just makes sense. The things that make sense just make sense. Okay? So, like, be in flow with that. If this doesn't make sense to you, this video is probably not for you, bro. Like, the fact that you're here are for other reasons, because if it doesn't make sense, something else is making sense. And you already know the answers to yourself. Like, you know how to unlock yourself the best. Simply it's the choice. It's the choice on whether we're actually doing that. And so that's why I love that this spread is actually in, of course it is though, but I just love that I am connected to divinity and I am divine. And that is why namaste, I honor the divine in you, because I also honor the divine in me. And I do not regret things, because I have been doing the best that I can to be as present as possible and just to be. I think that's another thing, is like, I'm not going to stress myself out. What? Why? I actually lose hair genetically if I stress out. So no, I'm not trying to have a bald spot, okay? I already have a bald spot from my stitches. Like, I don't need that. I don't need to stress myself out. But it is important for me to start moving onwards towards something that I actually want to embody more, or welcome more into my space. It's not about grabbing for it. It's not about the anxiety of whether I'm gonna get it or not. No, I don't own anything, okay? If they want to come towards me, they will. If they don't, then they won't. Think about it. I really want to post this video, so I'm gonna actually end it on a note, because it really went off, bro. don't even care. I don't even care how haphazard it is to talk to me or how long I can talk. Like, I think that's one of the biggest things, is this is actually what comes more into flow. It just makes me really uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable sharing how I really am. Oh my god, that's probably the most true statement. Okay, but meet your role models, your meet the people that come into contact with you with no judgment. I just pray that this is a message that I actually can relay to a few people, because we are all people, we're all humans, we're all trying our very best. We have our own challenges, we suffer pain, we choose sometimes to make ourselves feel miserable. We experience love to an astronomical degree, and we forsake ourselves sometimes. We are our only poison, and we willingly, and sometimes, and most of the time, unknowingly poison ourselves. That is why it's so important for me, someone who feels like, I don't know if this is true for anyone else in this experience towards me, but I truly feel that I was able to witness to the best of my abilities, not only what I retained, but myself. Witness yourself, respond with yourself, really choose things that you actually want to choose. It is important to regulate. It is important to actually mature emotionally so that you can allow yourself more space to respond. The reactive nature of being isn't a bad thing. But in my perspective, it does cloud a lot of opportunities to be those centered pieces of self. We're multifaceted, we have many parts, and there's nothing wrong with any of those parts. It's simply understanding you don't like certain things. And it's not about whether it's being exhibited in other people, it's actually about whether you are acknowledging and welcoming that within yourself. And so, yeah, I'll end it there. I feel like this video's... So we're just gonna say, I'm gonna say thank you once again. Thank you always for being here, for being alive, for trying your best, for living, acting, breathing, drinking, pooping, everything. Just natural stuff, you know? I pray that you can be those parts that you resonate with naturally, and that you can be yourself. I pray that people can just be within the love, peace, and joy of being themselves. That is what I truly wish to send out. So cheers to us on our spiritual journey, and I send you guys so much love.